Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Destiny video. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about this, the Sleeper Simulant, one of the biggest mysteries in Destiny right now. But the question is, where is it? Well, truth be told, nobody knows right now. But in this video, I thought I'd collate everything we do currently know so that we can begin solving the mystery together. Now, if you're in search of this weapon too, then drop a like on this video and comment down below if you've got any theories of your own. So, first of all, as a super quick recap, the Sleeper Simulant is a fusion rifle that goes in your heavy weapon slot. And its unique perk is that the projectile it fires over-penetrates and will ricochet once, but this can then later be upgraded to ricochet up to 5 times. On top of that, the projectile can deal precision damage, so this could be quite the formidable heavy weapon in the right hands and the right situation. But again, how do you get it? Well, that's where the mystery begins. See, back before the Taken King came out, Game Informer ran an article on this weapon, and at the time, this was what they said. In order to unlock the gun, players first have to collect relics of the Golden Age, which have been scattered across the various locations of Destiny. After players bring these pieces back to Banshee 44, the tower's gunsmith, the ancient artifacts trigger a memory in the ancient Exo gunsmith, and he will then invite players on an odyssey to repair and reactivate one of the Taken King's most striking exotics. They then went on to say that Bungie doesn't want to spoil the story content on this mission, but it did say that there will be unique tasks and objectives required for completion, which might even include puzzles that are too hard for any one player to figure out on their own. Now, having played the Taken King, people began to speculate, myself included, that the relics of the Golden Age could refer to these Dvalin objects that drop randomly around the world. However, right now, despite the fact that they are called Dark Age relics, they seem to do little more than grant you bonus XP with the gunsmith when handed in. Also, having spoken to a lot of people that have also got these items, everyone seems to have found 4 of these, and I found all of mine on the Cosmodrome. So if we were required to collect, say, 50 of these or something crazy like that, then after the first 4, the drop rate either drastically reduced, or they've just stopped completely. So what else could it be? Well, there are a few items that exist in the database that could also be of interest. First up, this one, Ancient Recording. The description reads, recording captured by your ghost of the Rasputin firewall, of interest to the tower's gunsmith. If the Game Informer information is to be believed, we're going to have to find and hand something into the gunsmith that will then trigger his ancient memory. It could well be that this recording is, say, obtained by scanning a particular object hidden in a mission, but I'll speak more about that in a bit. On top of that, you have these 4 classified items. They are all listed as quest items, but beyond that, there's very little known. The last one is obviously the frame for the Sleeper Simulant, and will likely be one of the last stages of the quest, kind of like how you get the frame for the Pocket Infinity before you get the gun itself. The other 3 items, however, could be components for the weapon. The Golden Orb actually has nodes, and it seems that there are a few items in the database like this that once inspected can have nodes selected, so I'd imagine that this is where one of the greater puzzle elements comes in. You'll likely need to figure out the combination before being able to turn these into the gunsmith. Now, moving away from these for a minute, what else do we have to go on? Well, since the Black Spindle was discovered as a hidden exotic in a daily heroic mission, we've now begun exploring pretty much every single daily mission in the hopes of finding some secrets or more exotics. The Sleeper Simulant, however, won't be a drop like the Black Spindle, but that doesn't mean to say that the beginning of the quest can't trigger from a secret hidden within a mission. Right now, given the Rasputin connection with the weapon, the 2 missions that seem most relevant are the new Taken King mission, the Promethean Code, that sends you down into the bunker, or alternatively, the original vanilla storyline mission on Venus, the Archive. The Promethean Code is probably the most interesting one. There are loads of screens with codes on, various terminals you can scan, references to simultaneous retina scans, and enough Rasputin symbols to last a lifetime. Plus, on the way through this mission, if you look at the Omnigul room, there are also new yellow pylons in there, and I'd imagine these are for an encounter we'll have to deal with at a later date. It's also worth noting, through some dodgy respawning, you can actually get into this room despite the fact that the doors are locked, so I'd imagine given that it has a respawn node within the room, there will likely be a legitimate way to enter this at some point. The Promethean Code has also been a daily heroic before, however, despite exploring it for an entire day, I currently don't have any leads. So now let's turn our attention to Reddit. Reddit user FartSausage has been doing some serious digging using Destiny plumbing and has surfaced what could be a couple of the Sleeper Simulant related missions. The first one is called The First Firewall and requires you to investigate Vault Raz 2 and investigate the source of the strange signal. And the second one is a variant of the Fallen Saber mission and requires you to enter Bunker War 4 and find another piece of the mystery. Obviously that doesn't really give us anything to go on, but given that the quests likely related to this weapon are listed as classified in the database, this also gives us a bit more insight. On top of that, another Reddit user named Browsing From Work managed to crack the cryptographic hashes on one of the screens in the Promethean Code mission. The code reads Seraph Network Terminal. Unfortunately that doesn't actually give us any more clarification than before, but hey, at least you now know what it says. Now moving away from missions for a second, a few other theories were that this mission could well be tied to gunsmith rank. However, someone hit Gunsmith rank 5 today, and it transpires that kicks off the quest for the first curse, which is the last word like hand cannon, and not the Sleeper Simulant. Obviously it could well still be tied to rank and could be something like rank 10, but if I'm honest, that seems a little bit unlikely for a weapon that is more about solving a mystery. With that being said, as a bit of an experiment, I actually dismantled my Pocket Infinity in the hope that, kind of like how dismantling Black Hammer gives you a rune, dismantling Pocket Infinity would give you something else. But alas, it did not. I even went as far as to dismantle it inside the Rasputin bunker, and still nothing. So, with all of that said and done, the other possibilities could well be that this weapon simply isn't accessible right now. Perhaps you need an item from, say, the heroic version of the raid, or perhaps part of Bungie's ongoing content plan means that the quest simply isn't active yet. Or maybe at some point soon, more Dvalin objects will begin dropping again, or maybe it's something else entirely. Alas, the search goes on, but for the time being, that's a bit of insight into what we have and what we know so far. If you guys did enjoy this video, then be sure to comment down below with your thoughts on this ongoing mystery, and of course stay tuned because as and when I solve this mystery, I'll be sure to tell you guys first. Thanks again for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.